being in flow is literally going to be your best friend in this season because I tell you, you'll know what's around the corner. You do not know what's around the corner. Um, and because you don't know, you have the only thing that you can really do outside of just trusting that everything is always working out for your benefit is just allowing things to be, right? Because you're unable to control anything, right? Even the things that we think that we can control, we can't. Like the only control we truly have is that we hold over ourselves. And I think that's enough control than anyone needs because that is a lot to work with in itself, right? Like for real. Like controlling your emotions, controlling your thoughts, controlling how you see things is a lot of work. And in the moments where you begin to feel down or you begin to feel like things aren't working out for you, or you start to feel that things are taking longer than you thought they would, or whatever it is, like you have to just remember to recenter yourself and provide yourself with affirmations. And this is another reason why affirmations are so powerful, because we have to find ways to like retrain our mind and get us back to our true self, not our emotional self, because in those moments we can easily feel triggered. And when we feel triggered, we feel very emotional. Like being triggered is from an emotional place. And so finding ways to be able to come out of the trigger, right? Because the longer you stay there, the more your mind just ruminates over whatever you're processing, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're going through, and it just keeps you in that cycle. And at the end of the day, that cycle is a very uncomfortable cycle to be in, and you know that you don't really desire to be there, right? But the human mind can slip in and get you there, and then before you know it, you're having these thoughts, you're feeling some type of way, you're feeling sad. And the one thing about this human structure is just like emotion, it comes in waves. It comes in waves. Sometimes it'll just hit you out of the blue and you'll be like, everything was just fine. What happened? Right. And that's totally normal. And that's something that we almost just have to realize will happen. Right. It's just a part. And because we don't know when it's going to happen, this is why I was saying like being in flow. Right. You never know when you're going to have a moment where you just get triggered about something. And what happens, what do you do to regulate yourself and to recenter yourself? Like I mentioned, affirmations are really, really good. Calling in your team of light, asking your angel team to help um, remove the thoughts or the lower emotions that you're feeling that are kind of keeping you in this mental loop. Breathing exercises are wonderful. Getting outside, grounding, putting your feet on the grass. Talking yourself, I feel like that's always just like the quickest aside of calling on your team, like talking to yourself, right? Telling yourself the truth of whatever the situation is, saying to yourself that you know that you're always protected, you know that everything is always working out for you, that in this moment is very temporary, that you're feeling this, in the grand scheme of your life and all of the things that you have been through. And because you've gone through other hard things before, you can go through this. And just as you were able to get through anything else, you're able to get through this, whatever this is. And so telling yourselves these stories, and again, trying to get out of the human aspect and into your higher self. How would your higher self view this moment? And it might take you some time for you to get to that realization, but it's about just getting there. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter if it takes you a few minutes, a few hours, a few days. But it's just about getting there, because this is the lesson that spirit and source and your spirit team are providing to all of us at this time, right? It's, how quickly are we able to get out of the human mind into our spiritual divinity and knowing? That's kind of like the measuring stick right now. How quickly can you get there? Because the more you practice this, the easier it'll become to do it. And to the point where it starts to become more second nature, where when things happen, you immediately are able to tell yourself a different story and help you work through on your own whatever you're experiencing, because you may not always have someone there that you can tap into, like, a divine friend, a partner, whomever, that has a higher understanding and can kind of help you work through this on a spiritual level, right? You may not always have someone there, so you will have to rely on yourself to be able to get you back regulated. And so this is why it's just important to really like know yourself and to really practice at this time, because we're all becoming spiritual masters, right, of ourselves as we continue to I always want to say remember as we're remembering what we already know to be true about who we really are, past the human body, right? Past the physical dimension that we're in. And so, it's just, yeah, it's just, Source is just saying that it's just important. This is part of, our growth and expansion, part of another reason why we wanted to come here at this time. It's to completely forget everything that we knew about ourselves to be true, to completely forget that we were one and that we were fully connected with Source, to then finding ourselves again, remembering the connection, remembering who we are. And this is just a part of the leaps that we're having to take. And thankfully, we're doing a great job at doing it. And it's really important that you give yourself that gratitude, right? That celebration of knowing that you are handling situations now better than you have ever handled hard times. And it's because of who you're becoming. It's because of who you truly are. And you're not lingering in things, woe is me, victim mentality, in the way that you were before. We all have little remnants, right? We have little moments. It's part of the human experience. But again, it's about like realizing that, showing yourself grace in the moments where you do have the times where you kind of like fall victim to your own emotions. That's okay, but also be proud of yourself for your journey and for your accomplishments, right? Because there are also a lot of people out here that have no knowing or awareness of this at all. And they are kind of stuck in those loops and those mindset wheels. Whereas you are not, because you are seeing your power and you're realizing it in the physical. It's no longer in the spiritual. Like, you've manifested this knowing and this power into your physical vessel. So that's important for you to know, for you to remember in the times where it gets hard to remember. Right? And so just know that you're doing an amazing job. Just know that you're doing an amazing job. And when those moments come in, it's okay. We show those moments love. We snap out of it and we pick ourselves up and we continue moving forward, because that's what we're here to do. And we're strong, we're powerful, and we're more than capable to be able to do these things. And we remember who we are, even in the moments where things seem dim. Even in the moments where you feel like, okay, I have absolutely no idea what is happening. That is true. You do have no idea what is happening. So allowing yourself to just be in a flow state, saying, okay, Spirit, you got the wheel. I'm trusting in you, because you're always going to have my best interest at heart. And if there's one thing I can count on, it is that. And so I know that all of the experiences that I have in my life up until now and moving forward in the future will always be for my highest and greatest good. And so when you say these things to yourself, it just kind of picks your energy back up, and it just gets you into a place of just inner authority, inner and outer authority, which is the only thing at the end of the day that you can control. So I hope this message resonates for those that it does. Just know that you're doing an amazing job. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Thank you all so much for showing up again for yourself today. I love you all so much, and I will catch you tomorrow in the next channeled message. Peace, y'all.